Okay, so what's up?
Yeah. Well, number one, I appreciate you guys meeting with me. As you know, I've been struggling with New Image Car Wash. Kind of recap what's going on there. I've been self-employed since I was 24, and my dad was an entrepreneur. I've been in it my whole life. I know how to run a business and stuff. But when you buy a piece of property and go in and remodel them, the people you buy it from promise and swear that they're not going to go against you, and then they just knock the horse on, Allen Ball, and what Matt Carter was not cool. I mean, I was on track. My first 2 years, I was doing really well. I mean, I doubled what he was doing. Things are up, but when you open a car wash and offer for free for a month and then $3 washes, it kills you. When you open the second store across town, the other wash, that year I went down $125,000 in sales just off of that store, just the first year. So in 4 years, I haven't made me a dime. I've sold all my vehicles. I'm a diehard, even though I've been making my bank payments, just struggling, doing what I have to do, the work of 2 or 3 people, trying to keep things going. And where I'm at right now, taxes is an issue. I want to get it resolved with you guys. And I've got 3 solutions how I can get it paid completely. I want to get it paid. I want it caught up is where I'm at. I've had it listed with 3 realtors. They never could get anybody. I don't know if they were sitting on or whatever. I told them, don't, this is what you got to do. But they never brought in buyers. What I'm noticing, the good and the bad, people are coming to Idaho. That's bad, because I love Idaho, born and raised here. I don't like all the congestion in the woods and everything, but it's good for real estate and for businesses. This year was my first year I saw a change a little bit. And the change is people moving in, they don't want the car washed. I'm the only one in town that does a full service. They're liking the idea of coming backing their cars out, and that kind of thing. So I see a window of an opportunity there. I went out on my own and started calling and kicking the dirt, trying to find buyers. And in the process, I have a company back east that's called Oil Changers of America. And they contacted me. The way they got a hold of me, because I was contacting Mr. Wash and these people and that people, saying I've got an awesome building, it's a real good setup for a car wash, but it's kind of hard outside of that, kind of the way it's built. And I had some people kind of interested. But anyway, these guys got my number. Someone reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and they're huge. They've got over 54 stores. They want to add 100 on. They're buying them, fast as they can. They want to partner up with me or rent the loop or buy the whole thing. So I'm in the midst of working with them. I have a buyer locally. He's already going to banks and seeing what he can do. He wants to buy it. He's interested in it. So, and my third option is I think you were in the last meeting when I come in. Weren't you 2 here?
Yeah.
Okay. I owned a strip mall in Blackfoot, and I almost lost it because of wingers and what they did to me. It was hell. But I'm hanging tough. I finally got the restaurant rented after sitting vacant. In 7 years, they hadn't made me a dime. The car wash carried it for a little while, and then anyway, I got it rented. I got it stabilized, and then I just refinanced it through Beehive Credit because they're doing commercial loans now. And because I had taxes there, I had to clean up, and I'm on track there. And I was in the process, which I still may, if these guys don't work out, my backup plan is they'll refinance it. They looked at my numbers. They looked where I'm at and what I want to do. And if I end up refinancing it, I think I figured out how to make that place roll. And that the big thing is it's like a 20,000 square foot building. So it's a lot of building to maintain. And you have to have every square inch working to pay for that thing. And it's not. So I know I can get, Grease Monkey was in there for about a year, and he was temporary because he sold his store in one of his stores in Burley, And so he had to find another one or he get penalized, and they start charging him interest or whatever for not that store being open. So he came over, wasn't quite sure what he was gonna do. He came in, he did really well. I mean, I never did 50 to 60 loot the day he did, but it showed me that it's there. Getting the right people in, get the right combination and stuff. And if these guys don't buy it, they want the loot, they'll rent it, which would be nice too.
So where are we on the taxes? Are we 3 years out? Risk
On my
losing?
taxes,
Are we, because usually we talk when you're,
I can't hear you.
usually we talk when you're 3 years out and you're at risk of losing it.
I have a hearing loss. I still can't quite hear you.
Usually we talk when you're 3 years delinquent and in the risk of losing
So-
it. How far are you back on it?
Yeah. So what my objective is my main objective, I want to sell it.
Statement should be coming. I didn't have the information when I left, so it's
Okay.
supposed to be.
Yeah. So, and I talked to Mark Hansen and stuff.
That's Mark.
You're here.
Yeah.
How come I didn't recognize you? I was thinking
I don't
that was
know.
weird.
Yeah.
But anyway,
same
sorry
guy.
about that. So anyway, Mark knows a little bit and stuff. So my objective is, I think within the next 4 or 5 months, I can get you paid 100% full. What I'm asking is if you can waive some of the interest and stuff. I mean, I've been paying last year. I didn't pay it. That COVID just killed it. You know, you probably understand. I did have it sold. It was under contract. The guy couldn't make it work. I mean, I had to go back and rescue the business and get him out of there. And, you know, I'm back up to steam again. But I also want to, even though, you know, but if I end up keeping it and I don't sell it, I'm going to put mechanics in there. I mean, there's a shortage of mechanics and it's a perfect setup. I could put them in the back, put some floor hoist in, get the loop going, get the floor hoist in. And then up front, I got that big awning. I got almost 3,000 square feet sitting there. It's perfect for detailing. I can enclose the walls in right there, and I've already got water up there. I've got heating up there. I've got all that up there, and my detail guy to be right there. So when we do these Diamond Pluses, I'm getting more and more calls on. It'll come right up front like they used to. I've got my detail shop, everything right there. So it'll be a good setup, you know. But anyway, my goal is to sell it. And right now I'm working with 2 very, very high potential buyers. And then I come in, and if I can get those fees waived, and I'll pay the taxes, you know, and be done with it. If not, I talked to Beehive Bank and I said, I'm behind on taxes, and they're okay with that. Because my equity, I still have enough equity where I can go in and loan the money and pay my taxes. And then get things back, and I'll probably borrow a little bit more and do a little bit of remodel, get the mechanics in, you know, do what I was originally going to do. But when these guys approached me, I said, well, I'm going to see where that goes. So the reason I call this meeting was to let you know that I'm able to pay those taxes, but I just need the time to see where this is going to go real quick. If that don't go, then I go back with the banks and move forward with that, and then come in and I'll stay close with Mark here.
Well, that's why I was wondering how far back in time you were, because if it's within 3 years and they haven't sent any notice out.
Yeah, I know
you're
that.
Not at risk of losing.
And stuff.
So,
If somebody comes in and buy it, you're, you know, about 2.5, 3 months out by the time they do their due diligence, and, you know,
Right. But
and,
if you're not at risk of losing it, we're probably premature.
okay, so how do I prevent that from
Just send
happening?
it to me.
Uh,
Yeah, like-
That's what he's gonna find out. How
Okay.
far
Send it to
back
me in
you
a
are.
text or remind me.
I mean, we don't want to take it.
No, I understand
We
that.
work with you on time. It's gonna be a little more difficult to do penalty and interest this time.
What I've been
Where
doing
he's
is,
at right
I've been
now.
behind for a while, but every year I've paid at least 10,
Yeah,
15,
just
about
come on.
15,000 in, just trying to pay what I can. And last year, nothing got paid because COVID just wiped everything out.
Did you apply for any of the COVID assistance?
At PPP, and I didn't get a whole lot because I didn't have a whole lot of help at that time. And what I got, I caught up with bills, you know, because that was right out of summer time and whatnot.
What'd you find out?
Michelle's on her way over.
Okay.
Let's go look it up, but it came up under Cardin's. Remember last time, it didn't come up with a new image,
Mhm.
but, oh, thanks. But, I didn't have the address at the time. So it looks like.
Don't have your glasses. Here, can you read it now?
Now it's just one. Wait a minute here.
So he's delinquent on 2017, 18, 19, and 20.
I think you had a payment arrangement, didn't you? Did we set up a payment arrangement with you?
I mean, a monthly payment or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think the guy that was buying it, he told me he was gonna pay $1,000 a month. And so I asked him, I said, are you keeping, with Mark and making that $1,000 a month? I come to find out, I don't think he paid anything.
There hasn't been anything paid
So-
since 2017.
Yeah, so. What do I need to do to,
When's the pending issue go out?
We just sent those out. I reminded here just recently.
It's probably why you got
Actually, the first
response.
payments were due tomorrow.
I-
No, it's just a certified letter. It wasn't the
Right.
official pending issue. So
2000.
How much is the business worth? What, you mind me asking what you're selling it for? What the value is?
the value of the property, when I bought it was 1.7 million. And the banks are thinking it's worth 2 million, everything's gone up. And I got one guy looking at 1.1, I'm losing over $500,000,
I think
And I owe 485 on it, that's where I'm at with the banks, where I owe, so I have equity still there.
I think I'd like to just give them some type of a formal extension before we do anything, and then see where it ends up. Give you time to do that without the risk of us coming in and taking it. I consider it once you figure out which way you're going.
How long would the extension be?
When do you have to send out your pending issues?
They'll be going out in November.
Maybe we could review this in October.
And see where I'm at and
And
stuff.
then we don't need to do a formal extension at this point because they're not sending them out till November.
Would it help if I started making $1,000 a month payment down on it? Does that help any at this time, or?
no, anything helps, of course. Just brings up payment. The
Yeah, to
balance
get the
down.
last
Mhm.
year cleared up, how much was
Well,
it?
he owes 17 and 18. That's the years that have put it at risk because he didn't pay anything last year.
So that's
This
just
is-
$17.
A payment arrangement that you guys did in 2019.
I know, but I think we need to find out what the options are before we take a look at considering any penalty of interest.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe, why don't we do that? Let's keep in touch with Mark
Yeah,
and kind of let him know where you are on selling and things like that. They're not going to be sending pending notices out till November. So maybe by 1st of October, we get back together and see where you are
okay.
and encourage you to get one of the
Yeah.
solutions. And then we can consider.
Well, I'm gonna push hard as I can, selling it. But the other way, like I say, I mean, I know I can pay the taxes. I've got a clear picture now, there through when I was going the last few years, I wasn't sure where to take it.
Yeah,
I was just trying to figure it out, and trying to run it the way it was, and it worked since 78, I mean, like, where did everybody go? I had 15 employees and I'm down to 2, me and my boy.
but now there's a car wash on every corner.
Oh,
We can't, we
yeah,
can't
I know.
equalize
You
that
can't
by the
dictate.
taxes.
And I'm not mad at those guys. What messed me up was ball
Mhm.
when they went and built right after. I learned 2 months later, I said, really? Yeah, they had it all, but how do you stop a billionaire? And I sat there just like you, and I asked them 3 or 4 times. I said, are you guys gonna build? No. I mean, everyone in their box, they weren't gonna build in that room, and I brought it up not once, but 2 or 3 times, down there. I says, if you're gonna build, no, we're not gonna do it. No, they come in and just shot the leg right up underneath me.
Where did they build? Where's theirs?
The $3 car washes.
No. They must be over here on this side of
This
town.
side, then on this.
And I heard he's building a 3rd one in town.
$3.
Is that right?
I-
I just heard that he was gonna build one.
Well, let's do that and get
Okay,
together. I mean, that gives you about 6 weeks to see where the picture.
see exactly what's gonna surface.
And then we can talk about ways to not get it to go to pending issue at that point, if you haven't got it resolved.
Okay,
Okay?
and I'll just keep going 90 miles an hour with these guys and see
Yeah.
what's gonna play out there.
I wish you good luck.
Yeah, oil changers is very, 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 very interested in, and that's what I want to see go in there. Somebody big like that come in there and compete and make that store what it should be.
Yeah,
Cause it's a lot of building, but they could float it. I mean, but anyway,
okay.
so.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
Yeah.
So you got my number direct to my
Okay,
phone,
I
in case you
think
need
we're
to
done,
call me.
Kayla.
Probably ought to get that. Let me just,
I'll tell her to shut it off.
That's the swing one. I didn't recognize you.
no, yeah.
You're
right.
incognito.